Microsoft co-founder and philanthropist Bill Gates is facing questions today on Capitol Hill over his ties to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. He's sitting for a closed-door transcribed interview in front of the House Oversight Committee. That's because Gates appears thousands of times in messages and photos in the Justice Department's Epstein files. He has not been charged with any crimes or accused of any wrongdoing. And in a statement, a spokesman for Gates said, quote, while he never witnessed or participated in any of Epstein's illegal conduct, he's looking forward to answering all the committee's questions to support their important work. Here's what Gates himself said to reporters.
Glad to be here voluntarily to testify, to help with the committee's work. I'll start with an opening statement in the hearing room. I hope my testimony is helpful to the important work of the committee to find justice for the victims.
Joining us now, NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona. Also with us, NBC News legal analyst Misty Maris. Mel, I'll start with you. Gates published his opening statement on his website earlier. What do we know about what he said and what lawmakers are hoping to learn?
Well, let me start with Gates's opening statement. He said their relationship was based on philanthropic opportunities, that he had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes, although he did acknowledge he was aware that Epstein was facing some legal issues and apologized for not digging deeper into those issues. And then, interestingly, he said that after they did cut ties, that Epstein tried to use personal information that he had learned about Gates against him. Let me read you part of that opening statement. He said, our interactions ended in December 2014. It was after this that I learned Epstein had become aware of sensitive information about my personal life, including the fact that I had been unfaithful in my marriage. Epstein was working to use information about my infidelities to pressure me to re-engage with him. Now, in terms of what else the committee wants to know, they want to know whether Gates ever visited Epstein Island or any of Epstein's properties, whether Epstein ever tried to introduce him to women for sex, and potentially what else he may have witnessed or heard of, especially within Epstein's orbit. So a lot to dig in here for the committee during this very high-profile deposition.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.